which I think is great. So people can do that. And you know, my mentor, Dr. Viktor Frankl, he still is, even though he's passed from this planet, but his personality and his teachings remain. And the book is there. I carry it around with me.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Yeah. Can you share your Viktor Frankl story? When you finally got to talk to him?
Oh my goodness, yes. A young nurse said to me one day, I've come and watched you lecture in all kinds of subjects, and you always bring up Dr. Frankl, no matter what. You can be talking about anything. And I said, because he's here. So she said, well, why don't you go visit him? And I thought, So I lost my voice. My children were thrilled. I lost my voice. For 10 days. So I'm sitting on the bed and I've got all the books in front of me to call him to say, this year, next year, the year after, I'd love to come and see you. So I called to talk to the secretary or whoever makes his appointments, and he answered the phone. Yes. He said, Viktor Frankl, and I went, oh. And he said, Viktor Frankl, can I help you? And when I get excited, I talk like a chipmunk. So I'm going, oh my God, I can't believe it's you. Oh my God, you've no idea what you've done. And he said, I can't understand English quite that fast. So anyway, 15 glorious minutes of my life were spent talking with him. And he told me a marvelous story about, well, first of all, he was very surprised at the success of that book. It was in the top 10 of all time.
Wow.
And he said he really was amazed. And one of the things he said was that after the bombing, he went to see his father. And his father was sitting in what was left of the living room, and he had 2 pieces of marble on the table. And Victor said, well, what's that? Where have you been? And he said, I walked through all the synagogues that had been bombed, and I found these 2 pieces of marble. And it was from the 10 Commandments, honor thy father and thy mother. Because the United States had offered Viktor Frankl a visa, but nobody else. And so when he saw this, he decided he would stay. And he went through 4 concentration camps, and his mother, father, pregnant wife, his brother all perished in other camps. But that was choice, and that's what I learned from him. Everything in life is a choice. It's not, this is not my phrase, but it's not what life gives you, it's what you do with what life gives you. And that was his philosophy. And I always give an example of how simple choice can be, because he was laying railroad tracks in Auschwitz, and he was frostbitten. And as he's laying the tracks, this little tiny bird comes and lands on the track and looks up into his eyes with her big dark brown eyes, and he chose to believe that was the spirit of his wife. Now he could have said that's just a bird, but that's how simple choice is. I mean, do we struggle with it? You bet. But in the long run, it's an individual's choice, how they see things.
And that's the core of his work, and why the book was so popular is that it touched on that with people who feel like they have no choice. You know, my child is dead, of course I'm going to be miserable for the rest of my life. Or I have this disease, I'm a victim. And my take on his work is that while we may have been victimized by life circumstances, we need not see ourselves in that light.